Welcome viewers to another episode from our platform. Today I have had the pleasure of bringing to you two very eminent personalities who are members of our platform. They will be talking about artificial intelligence and how it can be utilized and how we can move forward in the defense forces. So the Brigadier YVR Vijay is there with us. He served in the Corps of Electronics and Mechanical Engineers, where he was Chief Managing Director of an Army Base Workshop. After retirement from the Army, he entered the renewable energy sector, where he was the COO of Enercon India Limited and subsequently the COO of Suzlon Global Services Limited. He is now a subject matter consultant on renewable energy to Boston Consultancy Group, McKinsey, GLG, Guidepoint, Alphasights and Third Bridge. He is running his own consultancy at stratmro.com, the link to which is there in the show notes below. We also have with us Col Narendra Tripathi. He is a veteran of the Indian Army's EME Corps with 21 plus years of service in combat operations, defense technology, and modernization. And NDA and IMA alumnus, he played key roles in counter-insurgency operations and military tech projects at Simulator Development Division and 515 Army Base Workshop. Post-retirement, he bridges defense, industry, and academia, driving indigenization in artificial intelligence, robotics, drones, and AR and VR. And IIT Kanpur M.Tech in Robotics, he holds multiple management and tech certifications. A thought leader, columnist, and speaker, he won IDEX DISC 11 in 2024 for developing Samvaad artificial intelligence for the Indian Navy. So with that, I hand over to Brigadier YVR Vijay to carry on with this dialogue between him and Colonel Tripathi. Brigadier YVR Vijay, please.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. So, good morning, Narendra.
Thank you, sir, and good morning to you both, sir.
Yeah. So, first of all, congratulations on the venture you are taken out. And we are all very interested in knowing what all it encompasses. And we are also interested in knowing how we can take it further for the rest of the defense services, including the Army. So now, as an introduction, can you tell me, there are a lot of terminologies nowadays going around in this field. And a number of us know what is AI, but they do not know what is generative AI, what is large language models. Is there a small language model? What is NLP? And what is machine learning? So could you give us in layman terms or introduction into all these terms?
Sure, sir. I'll try a little explaining these. Sir, artificial intelligence is one of the tools which has transformed how we live, work, operate. And over the last few decades, actually it has become one of the core technologies in all walks of our life. Whether it is, watching television or your personalized content, there are so many things. Just allow me, sir, to answer this question from an evolutionary perspective. And I'll start with machine learning first, sir. So machine learning is actually a subset of AI that enables systems to learn from any specific data. It can identify patterns and make decisions without any explicit programming as such. So it began with a supervised learning somewhere around in 1980s, and where the models were more of labeled nature, labeled data sets, which could predict some outcome. But sir, as it evolved over time, unsupervised learning came into picture, it emerged, and it allowed models to find hidden patterns in unlabeled data as well. So that is how the growth of machine learning has started. And then now we talk about reinforced learning, and which can do complex decision-making tasks also. The model learns based on the feedback mechanism as well. So it can actually behave like a human would be reacting to the real world scenario. So that is the advantage of the machine learning that we talk about. And from rule-based to now algorithm is without any algorithm, it can generate its own understanding, and it can solve tasks to more complex models that can learn from the past experiences as well. So this was the start of machine learning as such. Then it actually graduated to natural language processing, which is again a subfield of AI and machine learning. And the advantage here is that the machines can understand and interpret and also generate human language. So how we interact, the machine also understands and interacts accordingly. So this can do basic text classification or translation of any specific tasks or complex tasks like sentiment analysis or question answering, even language generation we see. So these are the NLP aspects that came into picture. And sir, just to give my personal experience, in my childhood, I was in IIT Kanpur. My mother used to work in this NLP project in computer center. And I was actually witnessing this history in making, but I had no understanding that someday I'll be working this field. So that is something which motivates me, that something which I have seen as a child, I am trying to work in the same direction. So, I mean, sir, as it further graduated, somewhere in onwards 2010, sir, the transformers came into being. And then the NLP capabilities have improved a lot. And multiple applications of NLPs are there. I mean, from social media monitoring to predictive tests to online searches, everything is based on NLP. However, it further graduated in a large language model. So, which I mean, in common language, sir, we use Chat GPT or Google's BERT. These are the NLPs which have come to the next level. And these are the large language models we are talking about. So, sir, in the earlier NLPs, it was more on recurrent neural networks or convolutional neural network based. Just to give a little understanding, CNN and RNN. CNN used to be more on the data types of spatial nature, and it was more about feature extraction. And RNN was more about sequential data for capturing some dependency, and it was based on recurrent connections and hidden state architecture. So from there, sir, through these transformer, it is start graduating. So LLMs are trained on specific data sets. It can be a vast amount of data. That is why the large word is there, sir, because it can actually take care of vast amounts of data. It can be books, articles, any amount of internet content, and this involves the requirement of deep language understanding as well. So these LLMs are designed for a particular type of application. So generally, whatever we are seeing, sir, these are generalized applications. But if we have to do something specific, these LLMs have to be subsequently trained on those specific, whether it is healthcare or some banking application or something specific, which I'll cover in my discussion about the project I am doing with the Navy. Now, with this understanding of LLP, sir, this, I mean, encompasses as a whole as generative AI. So with the deep learning and neural networks, which allows machines to produce creative and realistic outputs, this Gen AI applications are generating text, something like GPT models, creating images now, even videos are coming. We see Gilby, Challenger, the thing which is happening, sir. You upload your image, it converts into a typical format. So these are the generative AI aspect that we see. So, I mean, summarizing it, sir. So, machine learning provides predictive models which can identify patterns, sir, and NLP can be termed as something which a machine can understand and interpret and generate in a human way or human language. And then large language models talks about and specialize in generating human-like text, providing contextual understanding and those aspects. And then Gen AI is the holistic part of it, which is more creative aspect of AI, capable of generating new content, simulating environments, creating synthetic data for training or enhancing strategic or any kind of operational information or analyzing it. So this is about the overall summarizing summary of these terms that you mentioned about. So with this, I think I am able to give you some satisfaction to your questions.
Sure. Yeah, that's very interesting. I did my M.Tech in computer science from IIT Madras in 91 to 93. And I had taken AI, planning and understanding, and neural networks as my electives. And those days when we were taught about, how the game of chess is to be handled, they said if you go sequentially through the game of chess, there are something like 10 to the power of 120 options.
Sir.
And man with his unique method of thinking can handle it. But there's no way a computer can defeat man. But
Okay.
just towards the end of my M.Tech, IBM came out with Deep Blue and it beat Kasparov. And that is 93. Since then, the world has gone exponentially. Today, the top computer programs using AI, man doesn't stand a chance there. Most of the grandmasters will be beaten, and it's grown so fast. And you got a fantastic profile. I didn't know your mother also worked in IIT Kanpur in this same field, and you did your M.Tech in robotics from there. You've also done a lot of work with the defense in exoskeletons, which is a very interesting field, which we will discuss some other time. Can you tell me how all these relate to defense applications? All these terminologies, the AI field as such can relate to defense applications.
Yes, certainly, sir. Sir, any technology, generally it finds its way in defense first, sir. Sir, these AI technologies actually are in a way very much transformative capability in the defense operation, especially for enhancing the efficiency, decision making, and the security aspect. I will cover that, sir. How I am coming out to these aspects. Sir, the development of AI has undergone huge transformation. We have seen how this can actually being employed in various military all across the world, whether it is deep learning or use of transformers. AI is gaining ability to perform much more complex tasks, which otherwise in a human limitation it is not possible, sir. So just to give some insights about the global conflicts that are happening, or the countries, how are they behaving, sir. In the present Russian-Ukraine war, Ukraine has been extensively using AI for cyber defense. It does identify and neutralize any kind of cyber attack which is coming on their network. And both the nations are effectively employing the computer vision part of AI in powering their drones for reconnaissance and targeting missions. And also they are using the AI-driven satellite imagery and computer vision, whether it is change detection or similar anomaly detection, for understanding where the troops are, for friend and foe decision making, where the troops are, movements are there, or where the deployment of a particular artillery or a division is there. So through these images, it is possible, and they are doing it in real time. Similarly, sir, in the Israel-Hamas conflict also we see IDF is deploying the generative AI for creating synthetic battlefield data and automated intelligence systems. There is a system called Lavender, sir, which is again an AI-powered system, which is identifying the potential military targets in exponential numbers. Earlier, this number used to be in few tens or maybe few hundreds in a year, but now it has scaled to few thousands in lesser framework of time. So they are able to fine-tune where is the potential target, and then they do their analysis and they can accordingly engage. So through this vast amount of data and allowing the rapid decision making, these high-stake operations are being executed in real time. And the Israel's capability has increased to analyze enemy positions and make tactical decisions to engage them. So every day, every day in the reports, we see these news coming in. At the back end, there is a huge work of AI which is involved. We see in the United States, there is an integration of AI across multiple domains. We see autonomous vehicles for surveillance. We see AI enhanced logistics. Predictive maintenance for military equipment is on. And AI is heavily involved in cybersecurity and electronic warfare as well. So which can ensure protection of sensitive data, and it can neutralize cyber threats before they are escalated to a full-blown attack kind of a scenario. So just to give this same perspective from the three technologies I gave definitions about. So machine learning is the core component of many advanced defense applications, where evolution of machine learning has seen progression from basic pattern recognition to advanced predictive models. So it can actually support the predictive maintenance. I'll cover in my talk for a specific military equipment using digital tuning or using onboard sensors or strap-on kits, which with IoT involved in it. And it can use the computer vision can be used for target recognition using the imagery from satellite or UAV or even from a very basic drone. The cybersecurity can be ensured by detecting irregularities in the network traffic. So this evaluation of machine learning allows military forces to actively maintain their assets and respond quickly to any emerging threats. With otherwise is very, very difficult, because in a manual or in a very non-AI environment, it is almost impossible to detect such kind of threats. Again, going about natural language processing. So with its understanding, and the machine is able to learn based on the human language. So it can do intelligence analysis, and it can get involved in the military communication aspect as well. It can automatically process and translate some intercepted communication, summarizing operational reports, or any kind of critical intelligence can be extracted. So these are the advantages of these systems. And coming to the LLMs and about Gen AI, these are trained on massive data sets, and the tasks like text generation, summarization, question answering, which are critical in any defense. These military operations can be executed accordingly. They can do automating of report generations like after action reports or a tactical brief. So the inputs are coming in real time, and they are creating those sub reports or reports in the same time. This gives the real time decision making support to the commanders also, which otherwise is impossible, because the large volumes of data, and this data is also coming from various echelons. So analyzing everything in a humanly manner may not be very much possible. By the time we analyze in our conventional methods, it will be late for us to act on in real time. And the routine task of generating actionable intelligence, these LLMs are having those resources, and they can speed up the complete process with high accuracy of decision making. So this is about the employment of the AI in defense. So primarily, sir, I can divide it into two aspects. One is the computer vision based defense application, where you have to do some kind of attribute detection, and another is Gen AI or LLM based, where you have to analyze over some data and you have to come up with some solution. So these are the two aspects that I foresee as the defense application assessment.
Yeah, it's fantastic. In fact, in your last 5-6 minutes, you've given us almost 30-40 new topics on which we can have discussions.
So,
and I'm sure you have, given big thinking through your company and all these applications, how they're useful for the defense.
yes.
And therefore, you got this new mission which you're taking on for the Navy, that is Samvaad.AI, developed under the IDEX initiative.
Does
Leverage AI to enhance decision making and operational efficiency in defense. I'm sure your applications will be fantastic in the CIDSs of our C4I² networks also. So could you educate us on Samvaad.AI and what you're doing under the IDEX initiative in Samvaad.AI for the Navy?
Sure, sir. So I'll tell you a little background of this, sir. So
and may I, since this is going to go into the open forum, do not speak anything which is very confidential.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. I'll be talking only on the whatever is available on the open domain. So, sir, actually, we have been working on this this problem statement of integrating multiple data formats and providing Gen AI based solution for quite some time, almost 4 or 5 years now. And when this problem statement came from DISC 11 of IDEX, which was thrown open, we participated in it and we won it through demonstrating our existing capabilities. The term of this challenge was Samvaad.AI, sir, which is nothing but a development of an interactive knowledge management module. This will be assisting Navy towards understanding and managing large knowledge database, which is hosted on the Naval Unified Domain. And now we have signed the contract and we are in this complete mode to develop that, and it's in full swing now. So Samvaad.AI is an advanced AI-powered knowledge management and analysis system, so that we'll be developing, which integrates cutting-edge technologies like generative AI and the LLMs with the machine learning involved, which can provide real-time and actionable insights as well as enhance the decision-making process. So the application is designed to be scalable, adaptable, while it is on-premise. Generally, it is on-premise. However, we can deploy it on cloud as well. and it ensures that it can be in diverse operational environment as well. So whether it is Navy or any other defense force, it is equally applicable. So I'll just give you these are the key features of this that we'll be working on. It is on open domain and I can discuss that. So, sir, these systems are not like typical generic LLMs that we see in the open domain, in the on the internet and all. These have to be designed for a very specific requirement. So there were some challenges which we need to focus on, and we have been working on those directions so that this solution is dedicated to the defense requirement as such. So first and foremost was the requirement of having it on-premise deployment. So since the system operates on a highly secure and the infrastructure and the data is of a very sensitive nature, so it has to be on a particular zone, and it cannot share out any kind of data. So so there is no risk associated, which is otherwise there with any cloud-based setup or with any open setup where there is a network. Here we are talking about complete data security, which is paramount to any military application. So it is on-premise. We will have the complete hardware deployed for this solution in the domain of in the premises of the unit. Then it can do multiple format data integration. So when I say this, so it means that it processes and integrates various types of structured as well as unstructured data. It handles everything which involves operational records or logistic databases, tactical reports of any specific surveillance or any geospatial intelligence, any sensor data. So all this is integrated in various data formats, and then the system provides a unified knowledge base, offering a complete, comprehensive, and the insights or the viewpoint for ongoing as well as past history operations of the data to the user. Then it is real-time decision support. As I said, that whatever query the user is going to throw, it will take insights from historical data, do the analysis of that, the understanding of ongoing inputs. This then gives the real-time strategic and resource management based output to the user. And this will also involve predictive analytics, which identifies emerging threats or assess risks and optimize the operational planning overall. So this is about the real-time decision making system of that, the solution that I'm talking about. Automated report and knowledge management. So this means that whatever critical military reports are there, some particular format is there. So we can create the after action reports, the tactical briefs or risk assessment, and we'll try to model it in the format that is required as per the user requirement. The automation reduces the time spent on manual report generation, and this will allow the commanders to access up-to-date and relevant intelligence on an instant method. So if we start referring to some files or some previous document, it takes time to, even if it is online, it takes time to search also. However, with these query-based solution, he can get the necessary information in almost real time. The lag is in some nanoseconds. So it can do cross-unit intelligence sharing. So there are multiple units which have their respective data. So that is again a challenge, because the expertise of understanding of that data may not be there. So the relevant data which is required for my operation, though it is not from my domain, I can understand that and I can get that. There can be multimodal capabilities where different type of data formats like text, images, audio, video can be integrated over a single platform, and the user can access insights from different types of media, which can be images or a communication, any kind of sensor data which is coming. So this is all on a single platform, and then it involves reinforcement learning, on the fly training. So it continuously learns from its interaction and feedback, and new data is integrated into the system where the model adapts to be more accurate, and ensures that decision making is more realistic, more real as such, and it improves with time. So there are many use cases which we have found. It can be intelligence analysis and threat protection. Some we discussed in the previous question also. Automated battlefield report generation or a AI-powered wargaming or simulation. So this has equal applicability in training and operational planning as well. We can do predictive maintenance for military equipment. We can work on the cybersecurity and threat detection as well. So these can be the, they may not be, whatever I have discussed, they may not be part of the scope of the present scope that we are working with the Samvaad, but however they have the capability to further be scaled to take on this challenges as well. Sir.
Great. So you can clearly make out how generative AI is going to be a force multiplier for decision makers. It's going for even commanders in the field, right from the lowest levels to the highest level, because it gives them very fast, actionable intelligence in the form that they want it. Now, what is the role of AI in enhancing security? You brought it out in some terms, but if you could be specific in through real-time surveillance, such as object detection, face recognition, monitoring military-grade assets, and how does this apply to defense operations as such?
Right, sir. Right. So, sir, here we are talking about when we're talking about any kind of surveillance and the items that you mentioned, object detection, face recognition, monitoring, surveillance. So this involves computer vision. So this is one of the AI aspect that we also work on very deeply. So these AI-powered real-time surveillance has become one of the critical aspect for any military operation, because we are able to see something. However, we need to understand more of that information which is coming to us. So in any environment, whether it is operational or in civil also, we see there is a huge presence of sensors. In a typical peacetime scenario also, wherever we are moving, some CCTV camera is actually looking at us. In any office domain or in any environment, we are always monitored. However, this monitoring using a CCTV camera generally is limited to the user who's using it, or maybe having a visual inspection of it, and maybe an operator is watching it, but there is no intelligence involved. So what actually it means when we say AI based these detection or recognition, this include understanding of that particular image to our interest. So this is of course coming out as object detection or attribute detection or any monitoring. So for example, sir, in object detection, so object detection systems are nothing but computer vision with advanced algorithm which can detect and classify some particular object over a surveillance footage. So for example, sir, we want to detect some person who is coming with a weapon in my field of view over the camera. Just I'm giving one of the example. This can be anything. It can be vehicle, drones, artillery guns, anything. I mean, this can be any attribute. Now, as soon as he is approaching, my system should not only detect, it should also try to recognize that pattern, what type of weapon it is, whether it is with our forces or with the enemy forces, or can it detect to a level that I can define that it is a friend or a foe. If it is a foe, then again the system should be able to tell me that since it is a foe, I am raising an automated alert to all my stakeholders. And these stakeholders can be QRTs or the senior commanders or anybody in the loop. It can be in the police department or the typical law enforcement agencies. So all the people who are defined as stakeholders, it is alerting them in real time. We can put a human in the loop as well. So this is highly applicable in border security for sensitive facility monitoring, or it can detect potential threats in real time. So in CICT environment, in any LOC environment, or even in interland in taking care of our routine security and surveillance, this is highly applicable. So object detection, it is called. However, it involves any type of attribute that we want to detect. It can be detected. Of course, we need to make the system learn based on initial pool of data given to the system, that what we want it to detect. So those are the efforts which are involved to get into the object detection. And in my perception, sir, the sensors are not a major challenge, because sensors are already available. Whether it is in a typical operation scenario, there are multiple sites which are there. There can be drones. There can be many things which is monitoring the system, and they are generating the data in real time. We just have to capture that data or the images, and we have to analyze and then give the necessary solution or the answer to that. That is the object detection. And similarly, it comes for the face recognition. So face recognition is a step ahead, where again the images are provided that a particular person needs to be detected. The system knows based on the data of the images given to it that this person is to be given the access for a particular restricted area, or he should be denied. So similarly, it can be used for detecting any particular threat to us. So in a recent project, sir, I worked on a kamikaze drone where the camera on board the drone and the back end, there was a face recognition which was on. So as soon as it detected the right person which we wanted to detect, the kamikaze used to thereafter get activated and go for the action that we talk about. And given the scenario of kamikaze drones, there is almost 100% success. When we see the ongoing conflicts in IDF, the Israel scenario, there is a system called Gospel they have deployed, and it is using similar methodology in neutralizing any threats that they feel. Now, similarly, for military grade asset monitoring, this is a mega set of both the things, facial recognition as well as object detection. So asset monitoring is, it can be through a regular sensor, it can be through a nadir camera onboarded drone, which can do change detection over area. So just imagine, sir, a drone flies over a particular area every 15 days. It captures the images, it stitches all the images, and all these images are then compared when the analysis is done. And for 6 months data, it can tell us that how the changes have taken in that complete time frame with the timestamps for a specific change. It will give you the details of the change also, like if a track is getting made or a building is coming up, with timestamp it can give you that analysis. It is very much applicable in any law, in any encroachment kind of a scenario, or in operational planning as well, for a area where we want to plan our operation, and we have to see how it has grown or how the things are happening in the real time. So there are applications of this type which gives us that advantage. And the best part is that this complete analysis is done in real time. So there is no after action that we have to do. Generally, what generally we have a perception that in a CCTV camera based setup, we are doing some kind of a post analysis when the incident has happened. Here we are talking about as the incident is happening. For example, when the camera is detecting a person with weapon, in the real time, alert on SMS or WhatsApp or a call is going to the stakeholders, and it is going with the lat long of that camera, with the image of that person with the weapon holding. And as soon as the information is available to the stakeholders, they can go to that direction, because in any environment there can be thousands of cameras. So one needs to know that where he has to act. So all these things are part of this AI-based solutions that we can offer through computer vision.
Thank you. Thanks. That was very illuminating. In fact, I've seen now a lot of apps coming out which are enabling our airport security to improve using AI. Digi Yatra uses a lot of face recognition and all that. And two terms I'll pick up from whatever you spoke now, and we will ask for more clarification on those. One is, since we are all MRO professionals, is in the field of predictive maintenance. And we have worked a lot. I worked a lot on predictive maintenance along with one of your ex-CEOs, late Colonel Vinay Gupta.
Correct, sir.
We developed great predictive maintenance models for wind turbines. And we used the neural networks for that. We used a lot of AI software, but that was 5 years back. The field has gone much faster now. And so what are the AI solutions for predictive maintenance? And the second is, we are dealing with providing solutions to the defense. And we are seeing today one of the biggest threats in this whole field of computer networks, the internet, digital security is cyber security. Countries are investing massively on offensive cybersecurity and defensive cybersecurity, so that their systems are made stronger and that they can infiltrate into the enemy networks. So what are the AI solutions which enhance cybersecurity? So because they enhance the operational resilience in defense, cybersecurity. So can you discuss these two fields? One is how AI solutions come up for predictive and
so I'll first touch upon the predictive maintenance part.
The last question in our interaction.
All right, sir. Right. So first, sir, homage to Colonel Vinay Gupta. Today's death anniversary is there, sir. So he, I mean, I have a lot to owe to him, sir, for whatever understanding I have, sir. He was one of the most versatile CEO I had, sir, to serve under him, sir. Talking about the two aspects of the solutions about predictive maintenance and cybersecurity, sir, I'll touch upon one by one. So predictive maintenance, the perception from the sustainment point of view that generally, sir, we get to know about any failure only when it happens. And once it has happened, we start doing corrective actions. So that is corrective maintenance we talk about. However, in predictive maintenance, we want to understand that failure is going to happen in future in some particular time frame, and we should start working from the very beginning so that that failure either doesn't happen and or otherwise it gets delayed, and we can optimize the use of that equipment or technology to a larger time frame. So AI actually can do wonders in this. So how it can do is AI requires to continuously monitor the health of any equipment, which can enable an early identification of potential failures or any wrong aspect or any deviation from its routine functioning through the sensors which are provided to the system. So for AI actually works on data. So AI has to get the feed of the data. It should have that algorithm in place to understand the right method, how the system should be working and how much deviation it can take and what is the threshold it can, otherwise it will be a failure. So with this data provided to the system, it can actually provide the right predictive maintenance. Now, the analysis of this data has to be done through sensors embedded in this assets, whether it is a vehicle or aircraft or a weapon system or anything. So predictive maintenance needs the integration of these embedded systems, sensors on ground. It can be a strap-on kit or it can be a sensor which are already on board the system. So this provides us, which can provide the right data, and through the comparison, we can carry out the predictive maintenance. So how it will do? Sir, it will detect patterns of any wear and tear or any particular malfunction. This will then allows the teams to address the issue proactively, reducing the unplanned downtime, or it will ensure that equipment remains functional for any critical operation. So we have some information, rather complete information of how the equipment will behave in time. Now, talking about the Indian Armed Forces, so adoption of predictive maintenance actually can do significant improvement in the reliability and availability of all military assets. Now, the challenge is how this should be done. As I said, sir, this requires data. So for every system, we need to integrate those embedded system or sensors. Say, for example, there is an armored vehicle or a helicopter, which needs to be continuously monitored for subsystems like engines or hydraulic systems or electric parts. So by analyzing the performance of these systems over a time, AI can provide early alerts for potential issues. If the engine oil is going up above the requisite temperature, it will give the indication that what could be the probable causes of this, and we can then home on to those causes and we can do the remedy of that. So this can provide early alerts to some potential issues. Those teams can actually act. It can give the generic understanding of how the mechanical system works, what is the stress involved in it, how much it can take, or at what time it should be replaced. So generally we have a monthly, weekly, and all those maintenance schedules in place. This is over and above that, so that while it is in use, and because of any negligence or because of any I can say some defect or manufacturing defect, it should not fail at a critical time when there is most requirement of that particular equipment. So this part of AI to be included for predictive maintenance actually can be giving huge dividends, especially for the critical operation based equipment and systems. So that is my point on part one. And second part, you talked about cyber security, sir. So, sir, most of the, rather all of the IT assets and the communication systems rely on multiple digital systems, and for which the cyber security is most critical, and has to be there for safeguarding the data and communication. So why it is more important? Because it involves data and the AI works on data. So any manipulation in the data or any threat to the data can actually affect my AI as well. So here, sir, AI can play a huge role by enhancing the cyber security. So how it will do? It will do the continuous analysis of any network, its traffic, how the communications are happening, how the systems are behaving, and if there is any anomaly. So we understand how the anomaly will happen. If there is a traffic pattern and if there is any unwanted data packets moving in, or any size which is not particular to the regular traffic of the data, then it gives that indication. So there are many methods to it through which we can understand that there is a attempt to potential cyber attack, or if there is any data breach which is there. So an AI model which is running parallelly can identify those unusual patterns in real time, and this will allow to carry out some defensive actions. So these defensive actions can be isolating those compromised systems to a different, or the routing can be done to a different system, or maybe complete rerouting is done. So then if we understand there is a cyber threat, then countermeasures are taken to negate that cyber threat. So all these actions can be taken because we get to know that thing in real time. That is, if that thing has happened and we are doing corrective actions, most probably some damage is already done, and we cannot do much after that because it's a corrective action. So from our context of armed forces, this AI-driven cybersecurity solutions are highly crucial for military infrastructure, for communication systems, which involves, these kind of cyber threats I talked about. It can be any kind of malware, it can be data breaches. So every type of these anomalies will have a particular signature which can be detected by these AI systems, and then those necessary actions can be taken into account. And sir, these systems enable the military personnel to detect vulnerabilities, and then any larger incident does not happen. We can take care in real time, and then we can ensure that there is no threat of this type, and both external and internal threats are taken care of. Talking about a little on the operational resilience of these systems. So these technologies are vital in, in my personal opinion, these two technologies are very, very essential for any mission readiness, and whether it is any type of military operation. So predictive maintenance can actually minimize the risk of equipment failure, which is critical to the mission. And cyber security will ensure that any sensitive data is not compromised, and any threats of cyber nature are not there while we are operating on ground. So both these technologies in a totality can bring the operational effectiveness, and they will actually reduce downtime and ensure that our military assets are up and effective and functional at all times. And we can then say that without any glitch or without any problems coming on for these systems, this can actually deliver, and we ensure that our operational effectiveness is to achieving 100%. Sir. This is about it. Sir.
Thanks so much, Narendra. That has been a wonderful 40 minutes of interaction with you. We've learned a lot, and I'm sure the viewers who see this interaction will also learn a lot. And it opens up the mind to so much which can happen for the defense. And with that, I've come to a close. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And I hand over to General Matharu.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I think Brigadier Vijay and Colonel Narendra, it was absolutely a pleasure listening and fascinating, I would say, and very educative listening to this very interesting discussion on an emerging field on which a lot is still to be discovered and known. And it is wonderful to have a practitioner who is actually doing something, talking on our platform. And I'm sure our viewers would have gained immensely from this interaction. With that, viewers, we come to the end of this particular episode. We look forward to bringing more such episodes to you. Jai Hind.